I'm Wunmi Bello. Welcome to the Wunmi Bello Show. Every episode, I'll be bringing you unfiltered stories from old and new friends who've given me access into their most vulnerable and life-changing moments. Each conversation will take you on a therapeutic journey with laughter and refreshing relatability. Being Tinchy Stryder, right? We're still back at this point and thinking about, having number ones after number ones after number ones, right? Which is incredible.
Thank you.
You are a true pioneer.
Appreciate
I
it.
think at that time, all I can think about, I'm talking to you right now, is the child Tinchy when he's, coming to England and experiencing this new thing, this new world, this new culture. Thinking back to that child and the Tinchy Stryder who was getting number ones after number ones, how did you feel? Was it almost like, who is this? Like, how is this happening?
You know what? That's the best thing because it happens so fast to you. When you're in it, you don't see what people are seeing outside of it. So you think, is this normal? I don't know. I'm like, whoa. All of a sudden, it went from this to that. And then away from that, the music side, just normal life. I'm like, I'm getting used to things. People recognizing me when I'm walking past. I'm like, that's got pros and cons because people might recognize, yo, big you up, or you're on TV, you must have that watch that. Like, it's all mad. I'm like, why does it come up? People told me, but without the negative side, you don't understand what positive means.
Yes.
Without the bad, you don't know what the good is. So I'm like, luckily, I keep saying I was blessed to have good people around me that always speak good stuff to me without even trying to teach me. Now I'm old, I'm like, right, thanks for it. It's now. When I was telling you, I was talking to myself. I realized when I give people advice, it's always like, I'm talking to myself. Like, what you should do, really what I should have done. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot from that, and I thought, that kept me going, and I thought, when everything feels so well, everything so, but the world, bro, you're winning, man, you're this, you're that. I'm like, they don't see the harsh parts and the hard parts of it. So I'm like,
what were the hard parts?
And the hard parts of everything that was, especially with like, the music side, it's like, okay, you're now on a record label, and then understand that I got told early that, or not early, yes, but early enough to know that it's a music business. Business means money involved. It's not music friend, it's music business. You didn't get signed as a friend. So that if you ain't doing what, because say if I signed you, or me, I signed you, I will sign you, I signed you, and then it's like, they've got like, say, I've got someone above me, like a boss, where, so if you ain't selling, you're my artist, I might lose my job.
Oh, wow.
So I might have to, people get dropped and all that because it's not personal, it's like, yo, business, music, money has to be made. So I thought, I didn't get this part of it, man. And I thought, okay, cool. And then I'm like, cool, I want to make some more songs. Like, okay, well, Tinch, put you in the studio, this one and that one. I'm about, I don't know them. Like, but that's how you create stuff. I'm like, but I don't do fakery, like.
Yeah.
So I go and chill with them, and then I thought, this is like good. You might make 40 songs, you might just use 2. People said, but we're working hard. I thought, these artists are lying, man. You go and record a song, what's hard? But then I realized when I got in the industry properly, it's like, it doesn't slow down, it never stops. And then when things are popping for you, you're wanted here, TV, this, and I've done a lot of things where I'm on TV. I got this TV show, this channel, this thing. People are like, whoa, why did you do that? Why did you do that? But I'm like, I don't want to be the person who waits for you to do it before I try it.
Yes.
I'm brave enough to take
yeah.
a risk.
Has that always been who you are?
Yeah.
Very much a risk taker.
You know what? Like, I'll keep thanking people around me. They're like, why not? Remember what we've done? Like, let me go back again. See, like when it started before all the chart hits and success and that.
Yeah.
Pirate radio stages. Like, one time I was on Heat FM in North London.
Yeah.
I'm from East London. We have to get the bus to like, we're in Beau, bus to like Hackney and then bus to Tottenham. And then bus to wherever we're going. And then it's like, there's a dog in there. And the dog of staff just attacked me, bit me, and I'm on radio live. Everyone listening can hear it. And then after, I'm like, whoa, and after it's done, somehow I've gone back on the mic and I'm like, you telling me I don't like MCing? I went back on the mic and MC'd, went home. I had to go to hospital first. So I went home, I told my mama some stray dog just got me. Can't tell mama I went to North London on a bus on a pirate radio.
Yeah.
I'm just a small child from Ghana. Like, you want to go back home? Like, so it's like, so a lot of things where you experience, and then obviously like everything, money is like, if you're getting radio, you need money to bring out vinyls, you need money. We ain't at a stage where we can afford it, so you have to be wise. And I thought, meeting this one, and I keep going through stories because so much in my mind.
No, speak it. I love it.
When I got like, I'm fast forwarding because so many things, but say my people, Roscod, we done so much grinding, like pressing up vinyls ourselves. There's a thing called SOR, Sale or Return. If you take it to, if you take it to a record shop, you got vinyls and be like, okay, we're gonna like take it. If it doesn't sell, we'll give you your records back. Yeah. Well, like, it's like maybe say £5, Sorry, are you with a slang? £5. £500, yeah. So,
£5, yeah.
Yeah, £5, yeah, a couple bills still. Yeah. Well, not a couple, few bills. And a few bills, add another 2 more. But then, we thought, you got to get this money to press it up. We ain't working like that. So we're doing whatever we can to get the money, press it up. Hopefully you get something like people buy it. And I thought, but then after we started, luckily we made some money back then. When I met Wiley and that, when he presses up his vinyls, he goes there, they might pay him up front for like 1,000. We're like, what? Like, I don't get it. But then I thought, oh, that's how it goes when you're popular. If I know it's going to sell, I'll pay you because I'm going to get my money back. So I was learning so many things from the smaller stages of the music world. And then, so when I got to like that more mainstream, it's like, okay, if your song doesn't do this or that, it's going to be mad to carry on to the next one because we spent this much on you and we have to recoup and all that. For what? Recoup? Explain
What's
the word,
recoup?
man. Like, give me the definition
Yeah.
a little bit. And
Yeah.
for cool. So I'm just quietly learning so many stages. And every time I'm speaking, I want to jump on so many, like ahead of things. Like, okay, we'll get there soon. But when I first met, say, Jay-Z and that guy, we'll get there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like a reminder where Hassan knew how I was like. I went to meet one of his management people and then was in Bel Air. And I thought, I watched Fresh Prince. I thought this was fake. Like you
Wow.
watch on TV,
Yeah.
it looks like it's not real.
Yeah.
This is actually the Bel Air where you see Will Smith, and I thought, what? And then I thought, whoa, like, look at your house, big man, yeah, you're doing. I thought, but my mind's like, you're the manager, you get like a percentage. So what's the main man's house like? That's what drives me. I'm like, I want to make this happen. So so many things. I've always had that mentality from young. I thought, yeah, man, like, not like I'm not like greedy or selfish, but you gotta understand to love yourself. You know, like, you gotta get this to make it happen for other people. It might not work for you, but hopefully you learn from my mistakes or whatever happened for me, so you can go from there. Yeah.
Is that a priority for you, making sure that people are able to learn from perhaps your mistakes or just your journey?
Yeah, like it's the kind of before it wasn't, but as I got more older in the music world and in life, I thought like a lot of things that when we was coming up, we was first at a lot of things I didn't know how it went. Say like I always use an example. Say like what's his name? Rams.
Yes.
He had the barking song. You had a talk with Rams, right? And say like it's like when he performed and everyone's like, whoa, my man, like, whoa, he's sounding offbeat. And I'm like, when you don't know about, you're in an arena, if you ain't got in-ears in, we're used to just wedges on stage. So it's like, there's no feedback or bounce in a big arena. So to you, you're cool. And the people think, oh, what's he doing? Luckily for me, that's what I like to teach people. I'm like, luckily, I thought, you know what? From what I know, so that you don't go to make the same mistake. You know what I mean? So every little thing from small as that to like big thing, okay, well, when you sign a deal, whatever, like, who looked after, who read through the contract, we're like, oh, we got signed, man, made it. You haven't. Being signed don't mean you made it. It's a progression from where you was, but it might be sometimes signing, it's odd to say, but it could be a setback. It's weird. Financially, no. In the long run, yeah.
What would you say? What would you say has been, now looking back, what was your hardest moment within the music industry?
Hardest moment in the music industry, there's so many. I don't know what the hardest one is, but one of them was like when I done my third album. The third album was called Third Strike.
Yeah.
Okay, so check this here. I'm not one of them people. I called it Third Strike because it's my third album. I'm striking the third time. People say, nah, 3 strikes you're out. All that I had a song called, nah, First Strike, I'm striking the third time. It was my third album. And then Second Chance. I had a song called Second Chance in there, Tyre Cruise. It didn't do well. But then again, it got to number 23, but where I was at that stage, that's not well. So look at that pressure. Like,
Yeah, you
we
have
don't
to
know what
maintain
top
it.
40 is, let alone now it's like, okay, ooh, Tyre Cruise. Okay, you had a song before it got to number 3, now you got number 25 or something. I had a song called Game Over.
Yeah.
Done a lot of things, but so Second Chance, First Strike, Game Over, and a song called My Last Try. I must have you jinxed yourself. It's like everyone's like, whoa, but this album ain't really connecting like that. I'm like, whoa, I don't think all that. They're like, oh, you called one song Game Over, is it done? And then you got a song called My Last Try. I said, it's my last try tonight. I promise I won't be. I thought, whoa, when I listen back now, I'm like, I jinxed myself, but I don't believe in all that. So I thought, okay, cool. Had to just fight through and then drop a couple other singles in between. And then people were like, they didn't follow the album. Because like certain songs I had, My Last Try, I love that song. It was like Eric Turner. Eric Turner then had written in the song with Tiny. Yeah. So after that's come out, you can't drop your one. It's like, whoa, are you following Tiny now? And regardless if you had a song before or after, it's like, and Written has a big song in it. So unless you're coming to match that massive stadium kind of music, drop it out. I thought a lot of bare opinions, and I thought, whoa, where'd you go? Where'd you do? And then people are like, bro, is your album out? Yeah, I thought, what? That album? Oh, but see that Second Chance trend? Is that different album to Game Over? Because 2 different sounds. I'm like, because I'm recording too much. I went to LA with Freddie T. Smith. We done like maybe 6, 7 songs. I was there for like 2 weeks. Didn't use one of them for the album.
Wow.
That's that music I thought I was learning. I think, whoa, man. Does that mean that I like the song? They're like, yeah, but Tinch, it's cool.
It's
but
not about just you.
yeah, it's not like that might not work, man, because they like you for this. I'm like, so should I keep making that? Or if they get bored of that? There's so much thoughts in it.
What does that feel like, having that much thoughts and from people that you don't even know on a personal basis?
Yeah. It's just it start thinking is this how it goes? It's what the music industry, because like I'm saying, like it's not before like I came to chart success to say DZ, where we grew up, DZ Wiley, but I guess that I just came in 2009, the biggest selling male in the UK. So it's like, okay, so what are you gonna do following? What did you? I didn't aim to do that. People say, yo, number one. I'm like, bro, I'm thankful, but what do I go? So then you're hearing, okay, so many opinions, like try this, try that, try that, try that, and you're hearing rumors about you. I'm like, what? When did I ever think that I'll wake up and then my aunt or someone, oh, we saw something in the papers that you bought your girl some funny thing. I had a girlfriend that was much taller than me, so I bought her, like, I said, I don't wear heels again. I bought her slippers. I said, like, wait.
Sorry, what?
I got a girlfriend. I said, you can't wear heels if we go out. Wear slippers. I thought, this doesn't sound real. I thought, what? And then after, but that's it. They said, that's my girl at the time. So whoever I was with at the time, they're like, oh, what? You meant to have another girl? I'm like, it's not real. So then you got so many pressures. Okay, so you got to do extra to make sure, no, honestly, it's real.
Yeah.
But then you start thinking, but if it's that real, why'd I have to prove it? But then another thing that, no, sometimes makes someone feel good. So it's like, bare things, and you think, where am I though? You know what I mean? You come last now. I wasn't last before.
Yeah.
But now, I'm putting myself out for everyone to be happy.
Yeah.
To make me unhappy.
Yeah. Wow. So did those ray of, because it feels like it was just a bunch of emotions coming at you at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Did that make you fall out of love with the music industry at all?
Yeah, it made me feel not out of love, but more cold-hearted. Like I thought, you know what? I feel like everyone just said, check this. Like, you understand one thing. Like, you say you're hot for a little while, but maintaining that's the hardest part. Them days, that's what you're talking about. Like, you just keep making.
Someone actually said that to you.
Yeah, but with not the exact words, but in a long conversation. One producer would say, like, honestly, man, like right now you're firing. I'm happy for you, but it's down. So okay, you're the biggest selling male. I got 7 top 10s, and then like the next thing's gonna be hard to. If you do anything less, Michael Jackson, good example. Would you say he sold like a billion or something on is it the Thriller album? Don't quote me, but I think it was that. And they said if he sold 5 less, it's a fail. So when he's eating spaghetti and he's doing like numbers with the spaghetti, like 1 million, then I thought it's not easy, because I keep going back to him, because he had a theme park in his house. You ain't got freedom no more. Imagine I wanted to go Chesney and all the time, you can't. Because okay, I'll picture. Oh, this. I'm like, so when you're at that level where he was, like, you lose yourself without even trying to lose yourself, and like, and people that are close to you, if no one's as famous or whether they can live a normal life, but you want to live that, but you can't. So I'm thinking, wow, is this fun then? What's the fun part? Because you do a song, interview, how did this go, man? What's the next one?
It's not about the moment and that song.
So you start thinking, understanding why people kind of lose themselves in the world.
Do you feel like you lost yourself at some point in your career?
Yeah, do you know what? I keep saying this. I don't know if it makes sense. I didn't lose myself, but I found myself.
Okay, expand on that.
Because I was sure who I was, but there's more of me to find.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So who were you?
I was like a someone who I thought I love MCing. I love making music, and I always feel like, not like, oh, let me kick, but they like me to do this, doing that. But then I thought, now you're at a place where you got a bigger audience that are listening to you. So people come to me, oh my gosh, you're this, you got clothing now, you got Star and Hood. It's like, you're a brand now. So I thought, whoa, but people like, you've always been that star one. I'm like, nah, man, I'm with everyone. We all MC together. But people say, nah, man, own it. I used to get told, own it. I thought, own what? I'm being me. Yeah, you're being you. But right now, you're in a place where you have to be more than you. Didn't make sense. Like, I always got told, keep it real to yourself by being yourself. But now I got told, no, you got to be a bit more than you for the public. I'm like, then I got older, I feel like people that I respect a lot, they don't change, they're themselves. Sorry, I'm going to put one more thing here. People always like you initially for who you are. You know what I mean? People, so, and if you know that this is what they like me for, it's cool to kind of, you're not acting, but play on it. Yeah. You're not being fake, you're being yourself, but the person that they liked, you might not be that right now, but you got that in you.
So you need to act on that. That was who you were, or you felt like you were, and you said that it's like you had to discover more of yourself, right? So who have you discovered now at this point in your life?
I've discovered at this point in my life, I guess obviously one key thing is that, like, I don't come first anymore. Wow. You know what I mean? I wasn't like a selfish person. I thought, no, I need to do that. But away from, like, say the music or the industry, like family. I've always loved my family, but I thought, like, even got tatted on me. I got FOE, family or everything. You know what I mean? It's like, I understand that, like, nothing's good by yourself, man. Nothing feels good if you're alone in it. Because, like, oh, you're number one, you're this. I'm like, but
that's just me.
Can we all be number one? But then I don't go like that. It don't go like that, because this and that and this. But I thought, okay, you got this out, that out. Who's buying it? People that are around you the closest. Like, it's just the way we grew up, innit? No one, you don't expect no one to buy your stuff. If man, I got Stonehill t-shirts, I gotta give it to the people because I want to, but at the same time, you might have to. And if you're like doing a business and all that, understand how like business and friendship, it don't really mix like that. You know what I mean? People always say, okay, so if you open up a shop, so why don't you just get your mum and that to work for you? I'm like, I love my mum dearly, and I'm like, but why I wouldn't do something like that? Because I'll try to set up something else for them. Because if your mum's working for you and she's late, you can't sack your mum. If your mum's messing up the business, you can't say your mum. You're set. You can't. So you just have to understand that I'm at a place where I'm like, I understand the world better. Even musically, I'm not afraid to branch out. Because I always say like, Tinchy Stryder, people are, okay, we love you in the underground when you was emceeing the song Underground, and then we love mainstream, and then you got Something About Your Smile. That was a bit more pop, but that was quite successful in that world. And then Stryder, man, we wasn't sure. Then you got signed. Then you got #1, and You're Not Alone. You got Game Over. You can't box me in, man. So people are like, what artist is he? What is he? I don't know. Just call me Tinchy Stryder.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I think that's one thing I know it hasn't been long since we've been talking, but that's one thing that I pinpoint that you said a lot, is this thing of like the world trying to put you in some sort of box. And I don't know if that the reason why you've mentioned that maybe 3 times so far is because you kind of felt like that's something.
Pick up. Yeah, not once or 3 times.
You said it 3 times. Do you feel like have you ever felt like the world has tried to put you in a box, and that's why you prioritize now that you don't remain in a box? Yeah,
a bit, man. I've been put in a box, like, not even like you have no choice, you're in there. Because right now, say like you're the biggest selling, you gotta go on this TV show, you gotta do this, you gotta do that to keep maintaining it. So it's like, and they're like, okay, you're so this, you're so well spoken, so I'm like, yeah, and I want my son to be like you. I'm like, oh man, pressure. I didn't do this to become a role model, but accept it, or should I? Like, because okay, now I have to change my life to. I'm not being fake, but I got to put on the front just to be you. But no, but people like you for being you. I'm like,
was that exhausting? Putting on the front.
It's not even putting on the front. But it's more like people see you on TV for how many seconds and they make up your whole life. That's what it's like. You don't know me off camera. And I'm the same person, but it's like it's deeper, man. Whatever you go through, I go through, and it's like you got freedom, but I haven't got freedom. I can't. I come out my house before, and then I'll never forget the story. Like, I'll keep saying it. One guy said, "Oh well, Tinch, can I get a pic?" Of course you can. Actually, no, because you got the same jacket on you have with a picture of my boy. I thought,
what?
You want a pic with me, but actually, no, because you got the same jacket on that my boy's got a picture of you. I thought, if I was weak, man, I fucking, I need to buy more coats, man. I need to grind. And that's what people go mad. I thought in my head, even the worst one, it's like, one guy seen me, like, similar areas, like, but what, music ain't popping no more, bro. I said, what? No, it's cool, man. Like, you driving an A-class, man. I'm driving a Mercedes A-Class. This is a courtesy car. He said, but the other way, I saw you in your so-and-so. I don't want to say what car you saw me, but I thought, wow, things might not be popping. I thought, is that the level I have to... Emmanuel's weak, man.
You have to maintain that.
I thought, luckily, I was so strong that people around me said, okay, bro, like, the guy who asked you that, was he in the car? I said, no. Don't worry about no one, you know what I mean? You don't know your life, what you're going through. I said, that's how I feel sorry for a lot of people, because you can't go out to places, you can't, like, I feel, Skept or someone said to me first, like, say, like, you're at a place where people, okay, let's go out to eat. Before, okay, let's go to Nando's. Right now, if you go to Nando's, people are like, bro, guys, my man dropped off. It's like, and you might see people that want pictures, it might not be peaceful. But you go to some places, very expensive people, like rich people, no one asks for pictures, but then your money might not be able to keep up with that. So what do? You try to use money you ain't got to go where you're happy, or go somewhere where you headache, but you can afford it, but then it's mad. You feel, okay, but I'm trying to impress them because now I'm seen to be in that light. So nah, man, it's hard.
I'm so tuned into everything that you're saying, and I can't help but think about, because I think from what I'm getting from you anyway, I think you're someone who thinks things through very thoroughly, right? So I think to a lot of us, there was definitely a moment where Tinchy Stryder, who was getting the #1s in every song that he released, was slowly starting to not. It just wasn't that anymore. So from the experience of someone coming to you and saying to you, "Oh, where's the car that you used to drive?" What was your moment of realization of that Tinchy Stryder who was always at #1? Yeah. When was that moment where you were like, okay, that Tinchy Stryder isn't perhaps here anymore? Yeah. Do
you know what? When I'm gonna get to that. I kind of realized that. Yeah. I thought, cause see that Tinchy Stryder that was always at #1. I thought before that I wasn't at #1. Okay. I didn't start from that, so I always remember that. If you don't know where you start from, you don't know where you're going. So I always had that in my mouth. It's not your fault, because some people, the first time they heard me was that people that knew before that, they probably didn't buy your music. But come when you come, I'm like, Pirate Radio don't go on no more. So we elevate, we grow, but still remember where you're coming from. So I thought, when I realized, I thought, whoa, man, like, people are like, right, what, man, like, you brought out this, your last album was like #2 in the charts, and this one ain't really top 20. It's like, yo, I'm like, bro, it's pressure. That's all I'm meant to do, to go and make some song that's definitely gonna chart. Or if you can do that, you can go to producers and, okay, get this easy hook and get that. You're known on the radio, they'll probably playlist you. So I'm like, and if you try that, it still doesn't work. You're like, okay, so much to the extent where before I had what's that song, Spaceship with Dappy. Problem. And we went in the studio because Dappy's so creative in the studio, and then they're like, label at the time was like, okay, Tinch, you know what? You've had #1 with Dappy, another song with you lot. This one ain't as strong as #1, so we don't. Is it gonna get to #1? I thought, so shall I stop making music? That's the pressure. If you don't reach the #1s, then what's the point?
You might as well stop.
Then we gave him like the idea for the video plan, everything. I had to go to Portofino, Italy. Like, it was quite a lot of money. The good video, and they're like, we can't pay for this because if it does, okay, if you get top 5, we give your money back. I'm like, right, I have to pay my own money to go and shoot a video that we're gonna release on your label. I thought, it's not music friendship, it's music business. I thought, okay. So I thought, no, I love the song. I put my last money. If this is what I got, I'm going for it. And then we went, shot the video, got to #5. So after that, I'm like, the next single, I think I'm deciding it then, because you wasn't sure about that. But it wasn't really nothing like people's personally, they're thinking, yo, like, if you don't go, well, my job's in trouble, and my job, and there's always higher up. So I had to learn so much the difficult ways. But I thought, a lot of people feel like, right, why is it so my man just like this and that? They just, everything's easy, but it wasn't at all. And going back before all of that, yeah, I'm like that. I'm random with my stories, yeah. But it's like, say I done Mobos in, is it 2007? I think I was nominated, and then a couple years after, I was nominated when I had like 2 #1s and #3, so 3 top 10s.
Yeah.
Album at #2, biggest selling male in the UK. I was nominated for 4 things. I performed opening up for Mobos. I didn't get 1 thing. I was thinking, I don't get it. Like, what do I have to do to get anything? I thought, okay, you're nominated for 4 things. You open up the performance. Mobo, big up Kaki. They won an award for my performance. And everyone thinks, oh, that performance sick. What did it?
Do you know what? Interestingly enough, that performance is something that we've actually spoken about in our group. That because everybody was talking about that performance.
Yes, man. And I had to pay for it. We had to pay, and then it's not like your label and so forth. Okay, like it's like obviously like the label, whoever we pay on our side, but the actual event, they don't pay for that. They just give you the stage and you perform. To sit on the table, you pay. No award show is free. So everyone's like, but why don't you bring me? Why don't you bring? I'm like, before when I was in San or anything, it's probably like what per seat, it's starting at £300 or something. Yeah. So if you bring how many people, you're paying. Yeah. But people that you grew up with, not people I grew up with, they're close, but people that you know, affiliation, they might be like, what? Can't man do this? And but you're like, to you think, oh, I got to bring them, but it's not cheap or free. So I learned so many things. That's why I'm kind of like clearer. Yeah. Okay, that's why I give advice to people. Like, you know what? Don't take it personal, man. Yeah.
You said something. There's like 2 things that I want to get into here from what you said. The first statement that I can't get out of my head is you said you said to yourself, it's not your fault, right? So the reason I want to dissect that particular sentence is when people say it's not your fault, it's because before saying that to yourself, you felt like it was your fault that I guess the decline was occurring. In that moment where you were blaming yourself, how did you feel at that point, and how did you make that shift to now saying, do you know what, it's not your fault?
You know what, I used to think, whoa, like, is this, what am I doing wrong? Because everything else seems to be normal, the whole team, everyone. Because to you can't see outside of your little box. You think, nah, but I can't be doing that. It must be me. What am I doing wrong? Like, is it like, I don't know, am I not like expressing myself as much? Is it sound like the same songs you're hearing? But songs I like as well, sometimes they don't get released. So should I do that? Back to business, it's business. So I thought, the point I realized that, I thought, you know what, man, like, I think when I wasn't like, I was no longer on a label no more, and I thought, come to a stage before, you know what? Right now, everyone's like, Tinchy, he's independent. He's got this amount of money. This is that. So it's like pressures. Everyone think, whoa, like, okay, what? Cool, man. Like, he ain't really bringing up music because he's bringing someone else up. I'm like, I got so much I want to do. I want to do a world tour, like arena tour. That's one of my aims. So
do you still want? You still want to do that?
That's one of the things I always dreamt about. And I thought, so people are like, well, what's happening? But the time I realized that, I think I was writing a song. I think I'd rather 100 sure than 100,000 unsure. I'd rather 100 core than 100,000 unsure. And I said, yeah, because I realized that if you got 100 core people that follow instead of people like, yeah, he's cool today, or tomorrow, what's new? People
like fleeting people.
Yeah, man. So when I learned that and understood that, like, you know what, people say less is more. I didn't believe in that. For it's not. I went to school. if you got less, you got more. More is more than less. But knowing that, no, sometimes if you do less, it shows more than doing so much more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not overwhelming. I thought, I went through stages. I thought, you know what, this time this song didn't do too well. That song didn't do well.
Yeah.
Like I said, back to the first Strike album, when like I had that song of Tyra Cruz, Second Chance, and then it got to wherever it got, it didn't go where people expected. I thought, whoa, but what am I meant to do? He just had the number one in America and here, so I thought that's obviously. But then I thought that music ain't maths. You can't add he done that, you done that, so that means that's gonna work. No, it's a feeling, man. Yeah, music's a feeling.
Work like that.
It don't work like that. So I learned through maybe not the hardest way, but the hard way. Yeah.
There was I don't know if you remember this, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a tweet that Chipmunk made.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Where he was
Brits.
saying that at the Brits, Dave had all the people that used to work with you sitting at his table. Because I think there was like a lot of passion in that tweet, and I read that and I was like, damn, that must be like, thinking about me, I know I'm a sensitive person, so when I read something like that, I'm like, I can only imagine how you would have felt, you know, coming to the realization of that.
Yeah,
so how did you feel?
I was in like a few places. It was like first thing for obviously I rang Chip in it. Chip were cool. I rang. I thought like at first I thought okay like he said I wonder how Tinchy Stryder feels or something on a tweet. But I thought like if you really felt how I felt, ring me, man. You know me. You didn't have to go on Twitter. But then I thought on the flip side when I spoke to him I know what he meant. He thought because now they know. I thought actually I'm happy you done that because maybe I wanted to say that I didn't know. When I thought, right, it's actually true what he said. I thought, you know what, Big, I said, you know what you said is cool. When I spoke to him, I understood. And I rang the management at the time. Well, I'm not with them anymore, but they rang me and said, yo, what's this Chip saying? I said, nah, it's not, it's cool. Like, Chip's cool. I spoke to him. You don't mean that bad towards me. It just means like, this is weird. A minute ago, it was the same people, but Tinchy was there. And I'm like, but Santander is cold. It's really good. So, it wasn't like my management, we stopped working. We decided to stop working, but they was managing Santander at the time. So it's like, it was happening, you know what I mean? Fraser C. Smith worked on most of my album and he'd done a lot of Santans, he'd done a lot of Storms, he works with a lot of people. Before me, he was working Kano, Craig David, Florence Machine, so he'd done something with Adele. So I'm like, it's nothing personal, that's how it goes. But I just felt like, that made me realize that, whoa, that's how it looks like to the world. It's like, whoa, we don't see Tinchy no more, that's his people, and now it's like, he's at, some next guy's in. So it was a weird feeling. I thought, what do you do about this? Because like, he's not wrong, because he's like, right, I imagine what Tinch feels like. I thought it's true. What was I feeling like? That made me feel like, that's alright. So you know what, bro, you said some good points there. At first I thought, why did he just go and say that? Why didn't he ring me? When I spoke to him, he explained that. I thought, you know what, you've got a point, man. Yeah.
From his explanation, what did you gather?
Gathered as in like, okay, well, how he explained it to me, I mean. No, it wasn't like really explanation, more like saying what, basically, because he messaged me and I must be like, well, because he's watching it, thinking, whoa, like, I remember this is you. This was you. Like, this is the same team. Like, it's same like A&R you had, manager, producer. I thought, yeah, but I get that. But me, I was on the positive. I thought, yeah, but my man, Santan's good. He won a Brit. A lot of saying done that. So, big him up. But on the flip side, like, so people were saying, yeah, but check it. Like, so in some years' time, is it going to be changed again? Is it going to be someone else instead of him? I'm like, I don't know how it goes. Because the people, like, reason why me and my management stopped, it wasn't like they just we don't work with you no more. Because people have to remember, artists pay the manager. You pay the manager. So it's not like, oh, let's stop, because they ain't going to stop their income. You know what I mean? So it's more like it's real life and it's passion. And say like, for example, my management at the time, Takeover Entertainment, Jack and Archie, they weren't together anymore anyway for a while. You know what I mean? So that's why I was a bit like, I'll stick to Jack more. Because they felt like whatever reasons that they weren't working. And then I'm thinking, well, that's weird, because I'm down. You're like my friend. You're not just a manager no more. So. It was a bit weird, but luckily, because we spoke, and it wasn't like we just stopped speaking, and all of a sudden, I was on the Brits. I saw it all happening. I saw it like, we're making good music, I see the team, but when you're deep, if it happens all the time, it's just the same thing.
It's almost like you have to accept it.
You have to accept it. It might not be easy to accept, but luckily for me, that wasn't like suddenly.
That
was some time. Sometimes I really done accepted it. That was it to the world. Like, I'm going to go back to another point. It's like, randomly, say like you're in a relationship, public know about it, but you've broken up. If you got a partner and you're broken up, people might find out 6 months. Oh, bro, Tinch, I saw your ex, what she's with. I'm like, bro, I stopped, like, we weren't together like 6 years ago, man. Like, but to the world, it's like, bro, what? Like, Tinch should be there, and he's not there. Chip made a good point. He wasn't really saying this or that, but that just like sparked a few other people. Like, yeah, I was thinking that, and I was watching. I think, whoa, and it's your people. I thought, yeah, but it's not like they can't just be with just me alone. Like, why can't they just live their life? So
So that genuinely how you felt then, that thing of like they should actually be able to live their life and not.
At first, I thought it made me feel like this is actually true because I thought away from that moment, I thought, hold on, I haven't spoken to you for a while. There's no reason we haven't spoken. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, even away from management, say like imagine that Fraser T. Smith, producer, I worked a lot with him. I thought, Fraser, I'm trying to ring him like, well done. But I thought, before me, he worked with a lot of people and we're still got the relationships. So I thought, well, you got to do is conversate, you know that it's all cool. Because if I didn't ring no one, I was like, it's true, Chip's got a point. I thought, everyone said, right. When I was watching it, I watched it. What he tweeted, I felt the same thing. But he just said what I was thinking. I thought, about 3 people rang me saying what Chip just said. He just said it online. So I thought, he wasn't wrong. Yeah.
Do you feel like you've paved the way for a lot of artists to get into the mainstream scene?
That's a good point. I feel like so, but I feel like people don't recognize or show enough appreciation for what I've done. You know what I mean? I feel like that people say, bro, man, sometimes when people give Tinch the flies to smell, I'm like, my cheek and stuff, that's cool. I buy myself a bunch, smell it myself, I'm cool. Because like, I've done so much and a lot of things where I feel like people weren't brave enough to try it. And if you check it a while back, there's like a lot of videos and people sound like my kind of formula. Get this person, get this kind of video, and it's like, cool. But what people don't understand is that before we come and done a lot of stuff we've done in the mainstream, there weren't many people where right now you can see like a Wireless or some lineup, but there's a lot of people from our genre like on the lineup. Yeah. Before it was like, if you go to Glastonbury, you might get Dizzy Rascal. That's it. Yeah. You might get 2, but now you might see about 10, like a handful. So it's like 2 handfuls, shall I say? But it's like, you have to just understand. But see, history and facts, you can't erase them. Yeah. People forget them because you're not out of mind, out of sight. But
why do you feel like people aren't? Because there's a lot of people that people are able to give their flowers to. You know, there's a lot of conversation about Skepta, and I do agree with you. I do feel like, you know, a lot of people don't give you accolades. No, why do you feel? Because I think I have my own reasons, perhaps, right? But why do you feel like they aren't able to give you your accolades? Like, what have you concluded as your reason as to why?
I don't know. I feel like some people might feel like something they don't realise how much I've actually done until they, you know what I mean? They feel like, well, nah, he's cool, man. He's just a bit pop, innit? He got signed. He had a few songs that went number 1. I'm like, it's deeper than just went number 1. It's been a long time I've been doing this, and so many things we've done, like say tours. Just even like, for example, Glastonbury. Remember when I like opened up on a pyramid stage the year Beyonce closed it? That never gets spoken about. You know what I mean? Cause them days there weren't social media, there weren't all of that. So it's like people are like, but obviously I saw like say Stormzy closed pyramid stage. Wicked respect, because I have say urban acts. Only Jay-Z's done that, I think, closed pyramid, and Stormzy took over that year and he's been taken over. So I'm like, people are like, yeah, but so what do you think? I come like my man was saying the thing, he picked everyone up, he didn't say your name. I'm like, I don't know, out of man out of sight. I don't think he purposely thought, let me leave that Tinchy, let me leave that whatever. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things where people say things, but it's hard because you might think, should I take this personal? Should I? But
should I not?
Should I not? Because you can't. It's nothing like someone's brain and life. You ain't in it. It's not. It's not their fault.
They have their own experiences.
They have their own experiences, man. And say sometimes I've done some stages in my career where I might have left people out, not on purpose, but even when I done Game Over, like, whoa, why is he not on it? Why is he not on it? Why have you got example Pro Green and Devlin and Chip and Tiny and Gigs and I go on for my man? I thought, I don't know. It was at the time that's all it's at. And so there's so many things where you got like. I can get asked the same questions, like, why didn't you do this? But to me, it was first. We learn a lot of things, you know what I mean? But I'm always feel like I can't kind of complain too much. I always feel like I want to speak to someone and say, you know what, why is it like at a stage of my life I was thinking, right, it's weird, man. Like, why do I need to do more? Why don't ever mention me? Have I not done enough? Like, what is it? Like, you talk about chart, you talk about underground, what part, like business side,
so you
clothing.
Actually feel that?
I feel that. I'm like, people that, but these people clothing, I'm like, I'll do that. I've had that, I've got that. Yeah. Bigger than that. Okay, independent. I've gotten in that. I was that independent for how many years now? About the last 8 years. Then trying to do things, I'm like, it's hard. It's hard to like accept if but the worst thing about it is that you see someone, what you saying? You still making music? I'm like, that hurts. That used to hurt. Like, I used to make it. I'm like, whoa! I just put a song out last week. I used to making music. So does that mean you're not on their faces? Or people go online certain pages. If you're not on the front page and that, you're not popping. You don't matter. People either think, oh, he's cool, he's made it, he's got money, he don't care. But that's scary because money that you made then don't last forever. And how can I not care if I do this. All I've done, I've never done any other jobs. So I'm like, but that all them things helps build me as a person. Because now when I speak to other people, I'm like, you know what? I got told before, I didn't understand it, but it comes with it. So I'm animated, innit? I keep.
No, like this is. I absolutely love this conversation, and as you're speaking, there's something that just resonates a lot because I'm thinking that at the time that you came out as, you know, Tinchy, and as time progressed, your journey is interesting because it was almost like at the, not necessarily when the number ones kind of declined a little bit, it's when the transition of like the social platforms started to occur. So I'm interested to kind of know that, did you ever feel like you needed to, because you know, you were talking about the moments where it's like, why don't you see me, right? Did you ever feel like you needed to, or you didn't do enough adapting to like the new way that the world was moving? And by that I mean literally like the world became so much more affiliated with like social media and having like a social presence. So did you feel like you needed to kind of mold, and did you feel like you didn't do enough of that molding?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I feel like I didn't do enough of the mold, but I feel like we was always like, I had a different angle and approach to a lot of things where like, okay, this was working, but that's not what you do. What you're doing is working, but then didn't understand where what you're doing was working at that stage, right? And it's a new stage. So you got to adapt to the stage. And I'd be, no, but do you, man, it'll come back, but how long can you wait for it to come back? But luckily for me though, because of the business side was always like also really like, so when I brought out the headphones, whole start, everything's so like, you're so busy, like minded, and everyone thought, well, you got a big team. It weren't really just me, my manager at the time, really. My PA at the time was like, obviously you got people, you got like say PR, this and that, but all of that, it's like people are like, why don't you get this and that? Everything's money. If you can pay for this, you can get that. Some places like, okay, I like him, I like them, and some TV things people are like, well, I come back, you don't do as much TV before. I'm like, if you got something coming out, you're on TV a lot. If you ain't got that, well, why do we want you here? What? So it's like, it's a bit of this and that, but I just kept thinking, you know what? I'll find a way, man. I'll keep pushing, and sometimes I feel like, right, well, how much more pushing can I do though? What more can I do? But then, like I said, I'm always blessed to have good people around me. I can't stop saying that because, like, it's your reality. You have to realize that sometimes just like give yourself credit. Like, do you know what you've done? I'm like, that's what keeps me going though. I don't ever think, right, I've done this. Nah, because I don't want to be like, I'm cool, man. Because no one's cool.
Talk to me about, because I know you did Star in the Hood, and then you did your headphones. So talk to me about the business side of things and what actually made you want to even tap into, you know, that side of things.
Star in the Hood, to start off with, like my first album I made was called Star in the Hood. And I was, I think, 17 when I made that, and then like was thinking, okay, like we're going on tour, I was supporting 17. I was supporting a few tours, like Jack Penai, a few tours, just like, and then me, my management, everyone at the time, we made T-shirts. We thought, what's obvious, like the black one, the bright green, that luminous writing, and then people buying a few of them, man. Then people had it on the videos, mainstream money, and then it started like when we done shows and that, used to sell it, and then some of that money helped us pay for hotels to stay in. On the tour, no one knew we didn't have no money. We just like, okay, hustle outside, manage outside, selling it. Okay, cool, we got this money. But it wasn't like I'm making money that way. So then they kept building. Yeah, when I got signed to Island Universal, it was like, okay, we want to do like a 360 deal, because you know you're more than just like, alright, so you got this clothing, you got like your brand. I thought people said, but that means they get 50%. I thought that didn't make sense to us, but I thought business minded. Okay, well, if they're getting 50%, for example, if you could sell like 10 yourself, £10 each, and make others what, £100, and then they can sell maybe 100, and you get 50%. It comes out more than your 100, and then you got 50% for 2 years, or however long you're doing. So do that, and then they helped it get bigger. Because I always say this all the time. Who was the main trigger Star in the Hood? Not the main, but one of the big, like Rihanna wore it. Finished. When Rihanna wears your thing, it's really finished. Because out on your site, that's sold out the most. Now what? Nothing else is in bought. And I thought, whoa. And then she didn't wear it like red carpet or anything. She wore it just like learn how to play drums with Travis Barker. And so look like she's at home chilling. And I thought, I want that jump. And I thought, whoa. And then obviously, because I met her a few times and then had a picture of her, I thought, whoa. So it just blew. And then I thought, business, what can we do? Star in the Hood is keep it going, and do other things. Like there's like tracksuits, G-lays, there's so many things. I thought, you know what? Let me try colours and other things for girls, because I thought most people that buy my stuff are ladies. Go for them, the young people. Just kept thinking business, and then on. People always come and say, do you want to do this? Different things, but we thought, nah, because that might spoil my name. I worked hard to get here, so. And then the headphone people come. I've skipped on a few years now. They come and like, okay, manager told me that they want to do headphones with you. I thought, yeah, but right now the main headphones is Beats by Dre. I don't understand how he's just some wannabe. I thought, cool, I get it. Dre's Dre in it, so you respect him at every level. But then I thought, before we're doing it, we had to sit down to make sure it sounded right. Big up Spiral, because that was my DJ at the time. He just said, okay, make sure the wire's not curly. That's just straight. So many things that went down research, that age groups, what colour's more popular, and then all that. So we've done. So it's that business minded is like, always think of the bigger picture and then think, okay, this might not be popular no more, so how can you invest this into that? Another thing I got into property.
Yes, which brings me to my next question, because before you came, right, we were having a conversation here. And I think somebody had said, like, they're not 100% sure, but they had heard that you had said that the money that you were making within the music scene at the point when you were like at the very top, you're actually making more money now because of the investments that you've had. And I think you had said that in some sort of conversation with someone. And I was like, oh, I'm interested to know, is that actually true? Is that true?
You know what? Not like more in that way, but it's in like, it's more long term.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because obviously music industry is like, it don't matter if you're like I say, like obviously my thing was different experience. That I'm grateful whatever I went through. But say like, man, you can go number one and just sell 10. It depends who's released in a week. It don't mean how good your song is. In fact, if you come in a week where no one came out, you can go number. So it's that. Well, I was number one for a whole month. Was number one. So I thought, okay, then I thought, but music, performing, all that is cool. It's good money. Your management ever gets percentage and this and that, tax man, everything. So when you got like properties, like the property, like if you're in that game, just works on each other. It's like a domino effect. Like bam, bam, okay, you got this place. It's not easy to run, but I'm like, I always had a thing of like, before I had any children, my kid, and if I thought, I want to make sure if I have a child, when they're about 18 or something, I wanted to have a house. That was my drive. I thought, when I thought, yeah, but I said, yeah, my mum and that, I'll try to look after them as much as I can. I'm the youngest of a family, so I was not pressured, like, okay, you have to do this, that, normal. So I kept going, but yeah, on that front of it though, music, money is good, but if you kind of do right with your money and invest in things like properties and any other like investments and business-wise, long term, man, yeah, it's long. It's better long term. It's not easy. Nothing's easy. Nothing great's easy. No. Greatness don't come overnight. Yeah, it don't. Unless you're me, it can come overnight.
Talk to me about.
I'm playing.
Wait. Talk to me, because now you're in like a whole new chapter of your life. You know, you've gotten into properties and you're doing well for yourself and you've got your family. Yeah. I want to know how you feel about the chapter that you're currently in. How does that make you feel when you look back to where you were before?
The chapter I'm in right now, it's like I always say, it's like a never ending book. Like I've got is that people like, oh, but I'm not, because I understand what, like, say when my missus like gave birth to a princess, I thought, I respect and love women, but I didn't know that you can love this much. You know what I mean? It made me understand. I respect women. I'm not just saying it because you're here and you're there.
You said it before, to be fair.
Because I really like feel like what you go through, like the whole like pregnancy, and it's that when your life ain't there no more. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's different. Everything changed. I thought, and you're doing that for me, for your little, and for yourself, and I'm like, that's how I respect my mum so much more. Not like I did. I'm like, whoa, that you went through this one was in Ghana. So much things when she tells you stories where you don't understand anything, so it's got me to that place where I'm kind of more like thoughtful. I'm more like the heart's more wider open now. It's like I'm like, not like I didn't know what love was, but I can define it now. Yeah.
How do you feel like being a father is everything that you've kind of expected it to be? You know, when you're young, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be like this kind of dad.
Glad you said that. Yeah, you know what? Not at all. No, not at all. Because say some of my friends had like kids before me. Yeah. I'm like, yo, when I find out the good news is I said, bro, what should I say? I can't tell you what to expect. Wow. Every person's different. It's like, okay, a couple things, they start doing that for. Starts with it's cool when they start getting mad at you and your missus that might disagree with a few things, but stay strong. And I thought, so that made me understand where like I stopped coming first ages ago. Wow. Yeah, ages ago. It's like now I'm coming fourth or something like but then I thought, yeah, man, like, so that new chapter makes you feel like family, man. Family is so important because, like, regardless to whether, like, some people like can be here and gone, but family's there forever, man.
Is this chapter that you're in right now, when thinking about it from like an overall standpoint, what you expected it to be when you were 17? So you were 17 at that point. Now looking exactly where you are now, is this what you expected?
No, definitely not what I expected. Because the only reason why I kind of expected it, because I've had the attitude to expect the unexpected. I've always lived by that, because nothing's certain. Nothing like, okay, like, say for example, I didn't know that one day I'm gonna like how my daughter's gonna be 7 months and walking, and she's this young and counting to 20. I'm like, what? And I'm like, this was you. I'm like, whoa, but it's scary when people tell, okay, well, so now in life you gotta think like, okay, like, what's the future though? We love music, we love what we do, but think of the longer term. What's that? Because when you're younger, you think now, I want to go there, I want to go this, I want to go here, party this, spend money on this clothes, this car. But nah, that don't come. Like clothes and that don't. I love fashion, I really do, but I don't think let me go spend this and that. Because before I listened to some old song I've done like just a couple of days ago actually, and I'm like, I spent 1,000 on Cavalli shades. Why? Why do you want to spend £1,000 on shades? And I lost it the next day. I learned the next day. Like, what do you mean? Like, that means that life's cool, man. Like, but when life ain't as cool no more, you know. So you gotta learn the harsh way sometimes, man. But
would you say that, like, if you're answering genuinely, are you happy with this current stage of life right now?
Can I be dead honest?
Yeah, I want you to be. Yeah.
No.
Really? Why do you think that is?
Because we're in a pandemic.
Get this man out of here right now. No, but reals.
Nah, for real. Not really, because it's away from that. Say like my personal life. Say like how I like most of my income. Say like performing at a certain stage. You know what I mean? Cause I was performing regularly. You know what I mean? Like say like clubs, like uni tours, a lot of things. You might not be doing like the big festival because you ain't got a big song out. But that's how you earn. That's how you look after you, your family. I always come last, by the way, so look after everyone. But it's like there hasn't been one show for like a year and a half or something. So it's like, imagine that's your main income. Like even some of my tour managers, like one of them, he can't do it no more because that's how he earns his money to look after his family. So now he does painting, and so it's got real a lot. And away from that, on a different side, like people are close to me, people have lost people. It's like it's not a joke. So I'm like, life right now, it's like we couldn't expect it. We're living in history. History's been written. We're in it. So I'm like, can history be over already? Let's just talk about it because like it's stretching out for. Like, imagine that. I love performing, being on stage. I haven't been on stage for like a year now. I'm like, and you don't know when it's gonna change again. Nobody knows. Everyone said, let's do live streams. I'm like, it's not the same. It's not the same. Me seeing someone singing my lyric back to me gives me like goosebumps. Wow. Can't get that at home through the. It's not. But you have to adapt.
Is your aim to be like? Are you striving to get to that number one spot again, or do you feel like because of your understanding of life now and your love for music, it's more about let me just create music that I love?
Yeah. Now it's in between because I want to just create what I love creating, but also everyone wants to be at the top. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But maybe not. Okay, I want to be a number one selling artist and that. Cool, I love that, but there's much more things I want to do. I want to do like I would love one day to have like a sold out world tour. Yeah. Imagine that. I always thought, whoa, like these big. When I perform in the arena, like whoa, like all these people are here for you, and that's what made me got better on stage because I thought, well, I'm nervous, but. Remember that they paid to come and watch you, so you're the show. You know, I mean, you didn't pay to come watch them, but you know, so you have to keep working. It still got nerves, you know, we're humans, but so I feel like I would like to like be somewhere where obviously Cloud9, my label, I got look after other artists I'm bringing through and release a few things I've got lined up, but no rushing, and at least no one's telling you, okay, do this, do that, get the right situation, put the right stuff at the right time, and keep growing, man. I love performing, and so just get the music out, and if it gets to where it has to, it will. Yeah.
What's your relationship like with the newer artists now? Are you planning on collaborating with them?
Yeah, I'm more like organically. Like if I like someone, a lot of people I do like, not a lot, but a few people I do like this. You know, I like Pastor Lou.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, me too.
He's cold. He's probably not even a new one no more. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like just like how Jay Hustles. They got like Hustle as well. They don't really do the social no more. I heard, and it's like when you're in that space, like him. I like who's someone else who I like? I like a lot of some young producers coming up. And Ricardo Ramel, that's someone I work with, Cloud9. He's so like, you know, he's sure of himself. You know what I mean? He's always like delivering. I'm like,
you really like people who are sure of themselves, aren't you?
Yeah, man, because it's like assurance is what it is. Because it's cool not to be sure, because then you find yourself.
Yes.
But sometimes you go looking for yourself, you don't find yourself. You stay lost forever. So, nah, man. When I've seen them, like I was like, I've been through that. I'm like, I had no one to speak to. I feel like because people don't, bro, I'm going, nah, you're cool, man. You got number one. You like went to the barber shop before. They're like, you know who's paying for everyone today, innit? I said, why? You've had number one though. I'm like, what's that mean? I heard if you go top 10, you get $1 million. I said, if that's the case, I wouldn't live in this country. I wouldn't. I'll have my own barber shop in my house in another country, not in this place. They're like, oh, you're lying. I said, if I'm lying, I wouldn't come to your shop and queue up to get my hair cut if I made $1 million every song I released. They're like, yeah, that's true, you know. So I mean, you think everyone you see in the charts billionaires then? Like, no, but Jay-Z, I'm like, you just name one name though. Name one name. Name me about 10 of them. And so it's like there's a lot of pressure where people don't get it. People like tell you that you should do this to do that. back. I was talking a lot. Yeah, back to see the Star and Hood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I can remember, I was in Scotland before, and then this is what made me so happy because some woman had one of the varsity jackets on, and I saw her. I was like, excuse me, I like your jacket. Go away, go. I said, I was happy. I thought, yes, you don't know me. You like the clothing. That's the aim. I thought I got to the stuff. Star now to be a place where, before every time you see Star Hood, you see me. Because every time I do videos, I got the belts, I got the hat, everything is Star Hood. So I'm the one pushing it. And like people would say, why don't you give to other artists? I'm like, check this though. If I was an artist, I got to do a video. I ain't gonna wear your t-shirt.
Yeah.
It don't go like that. So it's like, yeah, but nah, man, it works like that. There are a lot of people that do that. They're friends, man. They're friends, and you know what I mean. So it's like, it's all mad. But like, I just feel like all this. I forgot where I was. You can maybe bring me back.
You were talking. Well, to be fair, you were getting to the.
Let me land.
Go on, land.
Nah, let me
But you, oh my God, so you don't even know. No, but I was actually going to drive the conversation to, because you said that you were happy that the woman in Scotland obviously didn't really know who you were. Do you feel like, when you think about moments like that and just all the various things that you've experienced throughout your career, do you feel like you are walking in alignment, in a sense, doing what you're supposed to be doing?
Yeah, I do. I go through phases where I feel like, bro, am I meant to? I don't think I'm doing something wrong. I feel like I'm meant to do more to add to what I'm doing. I'm more in that space of man. I'm thinking, but then when them things happen, you think, wow, just a reminder, like, whoa, you are doing something. You're being successful at something. Because I'm like, someone always told me, see your clothing, get to a place where, like, before, if you see me now, I'll be a Star and Hood. But it's like, because I was pushing it, I was promoting it, no one else was doing it for us. So it's like, if you get to a stage where people like the thing, but say, for example, we all wear, say, every designer, Nike and that, we don't know him or her or them personally. We like it. Like it. Say Jordan, Michael Jordan, like, he was with Nike before. Nice Jordans, not Nike Jordans. Like, so I always think of bigger pictures and people I respect and see what you're doing. And nothing comes easy, man. Everyone who's successful, if you check their stories, hard work, a lot of downs, but there's more downs than ups. But if I have 10 downs and 1 up, the up might outweigh the downs. Yeah.
I love that. I love this conversation.
Yeah, it's great.
Has been so good.
Can we stop talking?
Yeah, no, but I'm done. Thank you for talking to me. I really love this. I feel like I really understand you, and I hope that everybody else who's watching this now gets like a better understanding.
But honestly, man, because that's how I like to just be open and honest. You know what I mean? And so much more I can also talk about. So many things. I'm like, like so many experiences. This happened, that happened, and like, how was it like working with this one? And I was like, you wanna work with next? I'm like, okay. Oh, one thing I don't like though. When did you first start? I'm like, Google me.
Like you know that.
Like, come on, man. Like, if you tell me, man, I want to talk to you, and then we talk. But for example, you seem like you're interested. You asking things that, okay, like things that you want to say. But like some people, like, okay, say like it's cool to have notes and reading. Okay, so how was it meeting Wiley? I'm like, okay, how? I'm like, this ain't about me then. Every question's about everyone else but me. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I'll give you his number. That doesn't work. Is that cool?
Yeah. Can I ask you one question?
Ask me as many as you want. Wait, sorry.
Go on.
Let me land. Ask as many as you want, but how many am I gonna answer? The key question.
I'm freaking dead.
No, you're breathing, man. You're cool. You're not dead.
Right, get this man out.
Out. You got my car keys, everybody?
No, I'm joking. What is the one thing for everyone watching this? What is the one thing that you want them to understand about Tinchy?
Yeah, one thing, I've never had that question, but I like it. Before I get to that question, I'm going to tell you again. Yeah. I like how you work, because see how you said it to me? Intense, one thing. Staring at me like, what was the one thing? Okay. Let me just get myself together and let me tell you.
I'm so dead.
Let me tell you
that was a good impression of me. That was good.
One thing I'll let people to just know that I'm willing, I'm humble, I'm down to earth, but I don't know what stop means. It's never ending. It's never ending. Like I say, see, like another key thing here. See, like when you see Tinchy, people feel, okay, I know him, man. Like, see, like he's read the front page, the front cover. When you buy a newspaper, you see the front cover, back page. It don't stand up without the middle. Get to know me, because I've got so much more. Like musically, like I'm at a good space musically. That's one thing I wanted to touch on, because people are like, are you still making music? I love that question, because I've been making more than music, man. Yeah. And I just can't wait to I'll be working with a new team. I always work with different people, and I'm at a space where it's like so much clarity in how I feel and what I'm speaking about, and I'm touching on topics. So I'm like, before I might not even thinking, I think, oh, how can I say this to make them happy? But how about I say things to make them know me better? Then we'll both be happy.
I love that.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, no, that was amazing.
Thank you. You do blue. Sorry, I don't want to give you air. I don't want to give you. No, I'll give you a high five. But you know, one sec.
Go on, hit me.
I was just gonna say because obviously I've done that because I just respect you. I don't want to give you no hand sanitizing moment. So I gave you high five, but when we finish, I've got some in my bag.
You're gonna kill me.
No, you're
Thank
good.
you for talking to me.
Bless you, man. Bless you. Honestly, bro, can I say one thing?
Go on.
Anyone who watches your like when you have your chats and that,
Yeah.
you're so honest, you're so real, and you keep it 110.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Don't get gassed yet. Let me finish. And then yeah, so and you're not like I feel comfortable. Like when you first reached out and I thought, I don't do everything. I don't know if I thought I trust her, and she knows what she's talking about, regardless of how you said it to me. I thought, he's not like, oh, but how can I use honest? She wasn't like shy to say, you know what, I respect what you've done. I thought, when I speak to her, I'm going to say, I'm going to watch what you've done, and I'm going to tell you live on your thing that I respect what you've done, what you're doing, what you're going to do. Yeah, and also can I tell them that you sent me the email about the new job role?
Oh, it's the job what you want from me. He basically wants me to be his new manager.
Oh, we got there.
Essentially.
Oh.
Essentially, because you think I'm lit. I hear it.
Thank you. Lit? What, are you on fire?
Pretty much.
I got the match.
You got the match. Thank you.
Spark it.
This is good.
Thank you. Respect.
Hey.
Thank you.
That was lit.
Real talk.
That was really good.
Real talk. Oh yeah. Sorry, man. I just always skip the thing. I got so much to say. I'm like, nah, I want to start telling you about.
You're very honest.
Yeah, I was gonna.